Hey, we gon' make it. We gon' make it. We gon' make it. Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Redhanded TV. Y'all already know what time it is. Hey, gang, check it out, shorty. Now, y'all already know y'all tuning in to the latest reaction channel in the world, Craig. Not just the city, but the world. All right, y'all, for today's video, we got a boyfriend walked in on his baby mama having sex with the side dude, then get shot 16 times. You heard what I said, 16 times. That's crazy. These females ain't shit, folks. She bogus as hell, folks. Folks probably out there at work and she at home getting it in, man. But y'all already know it's your boy Redhanded TV, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. We finna get into today's video right now, shorty.
He came unannounced. He didn't tell me. I was unaware that he was coming or had plans even to come. He
came unannounced to his own house.
I was asleep. And to my knowledge, Trey was asleep. So we sleepy at 3 in the morning. I wake up to shots.
What started as a young woman's attempt to clear her name in a murder case would incriminate her even more.
Stupid.
20-year-old Tyree Richardson was shot 16 times after walking into what he thought was his home. But when his baby mother decided to tell her side of the story on social media, she may have talked herself into an indictment.
Stupid.
Her name is Autumn Anderson, and her own words may have sealed her fate.
Doing it for the gram. You own that bitch talking too much. Now you got yourself indicted. 2, how in the hell? Why every time somebody gets caught cheating in their house, they tell the other person who lives there, oh, you popped up unannounced. Bitch, this is my house. I can come in this motherfucker anytime I want. That's the dumbest shit. Dumb people logic, bro.
I seen some comments like, how do you sleep through 16 shots? I hopped out to the first one. Trey is literally sitting up in the bed, shooting in the door frame, and I see Tyree's silhouette in the door frame. I thought that Trey was going to think like he was there off the strength of me. And so I jump up and I run out of the room. When I'm running out of the room, Tyree is literally falling into the room as he's being shot. He was shot 16 times.
The way Autumn described watching her child's father get gunned down felt cold and emotionless.
And
no tears, no trembling voice, no visible trauma, just facts delivered like a weather report. After Terrence Kenneth Yancey, the shooter, was convicted and sentenced to 18 years for voluntary manslaughter,
18 years,
this case
life.
seemed to have closed. But Autumn's decision to go public with her story did something unexpected. It made people question whether the real mastermind walked free.
But at the end of the
that
day,
bitch was fake
if Tyree would have known who was in that house, he wouldn't have put himself in that situation. And he was in that situation because of his love, of what he thought was genuine. And genuine wasn't nothing but a fraud, a fake, and a phony.
Materialistic. This woman in Kansas City searched her name and found $6.1 million in unclaimed money. Like, what?
I mean, yeah, she fine shit. She a Barbie, but damn. That ain't got nothing to do with the man just came home. That's crazy.
Let's go back to the beginning, because this story has layers that run deeper than anyone initially understood. Tyree Tashawn Richardson was born on April 26, 2002, into what many would call the perfect family. His parents, Lindsay and Roger Richardson, had been married for 25 years. They raised 4 children together in a home built on love,
We gotta clap it up for shit like that, man. In the black community, that's awesome right there. That's black love right there on that screen.
And unwavering support. Tyree wasn't just their son. He was their heart. By age 20, Tyree had already accomplished more than most. He was a rising rapper who went by FSO Gunk, with several successful albums under his belt.
We them young niggas who ship in the cargo, bustin' the swipe Wells Fargo. Stolen the plug, say I pay him tomorrow. Jewelry bust down, cost you a car now. Rolling up my gelato. I own you, pay me tomorrow. Trap out PG, pull up the log. I'm clicking in here and I switch fully auto.
But music was just one passion.
Crazy.
Tyree was also a businessman who owned a food truck called The Spot 301 and ran a successful dog breeding operation.
Phone them got a good head on the shoulder.
you out here for? The spot.
Last shit, man. Stop playing.
The spot,
That's
baby.
hot,
Hey,
boy.
come on, man. What it make you do? Hey.
Shit gonna be finger licking good.
Hop in that
Good,
motherfucker.
Oh boy, you just licked your dirty hands, folks.
Oh,
Tell her we got that new shit in
it's
there
that
too,
brand new. Brand spanking new.
Give me a month or two, man. This motherfucker gonna be up and running. I want y'all to support. Man, black businesses need to support each other a little more.
Okay. He sounded like a boy that got good head on his shoulders.
Sound a little different for the community. But we'll be serving everything: breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything, man. I just want, it's an experience for me, so you know what I'm saying?
Ambitious, driven, family-oriented. These were the traits that defined Tyree Richardson, but they were also the traits that would ultimately lead to his downfall, because Tyree believed in fighting for the people he loved, even when they didn't want to be saved. During his high school years, Tyree met Autumn Anderson. She was young, beautiful, and seemingly shared his vision of building something meaningful together.
Damn,
they fell for each other hard, creating what appeared to be a love story destined for happiness. Autumn often claimed she loved him, especially when times were good between them, but their relationship was built on shaky ground from the very beginning. April 26th, 2020, Tyree's 18th birthday. What should have been a celebration nearly became his funeral.
Damn.
After a night of partying, someone tried to ambush him as he returned home. Multiple gunshots rang out in the quiet Crofton neighborhood, but somehow, Tyree managed to escape with his life. The incident left more questions than answers. Nobody knew Tyree's exact location that night except for two people, his girlfriend Autumn and one close friend. So how did someone show up out of nowhere, armed and ready to kill? Tyree grew suspicious of Autumn, but at the time, he chose to let it go. Love, it seems, can make you blind to even the most obvious red flags. Autumn later described how she had gone all out to make his birthday special.
So April 26th was Tyree's birthday. And for Tyree's birthday, I had got somebody to come in, do an at-home massage for him. I had cooked brunch. I had went out. I had got him gifts. We had went out to dinner with his family, and then we went to the club.
Perfect girlfriend behavior, right? But the questionable part is that none of Tyree's friends showed up to his birthday celebration.
She ain't
Not
invite
one.
nobody.
His best friend Boog, who lived with them, was mysteriously absent the entire day. It was as if people who knew Tyree best sensed something was wrong. When they returned from the club that night, Autumn continued her account.
So when he pulls into the parking spot, he put the car in park, he started rolling up a J. He never was going into the house. He never was like leaving us in the car or nothing like that. He was getting out to hit his J. He went to the back of the car, like on the trunk, leaned against the trunk, and was about to hit his J. Now, mind you, I'm still talking to her. Now, when I'm facing the back seat of the car, I can clearly see him out of the window. And when he sits back to hit his J, it was like almost immediately like he just took off. Like I just seen a fast motion past the car, and I just seen another fast motion past the car.
Somebody trying to hawk
Someone
him down.
knew exactly where Tyree would be.
She been trying to
when
set
he
him up for a long time.
be vulnerable. The setup was too precise, too calculated to be random. Yet, somehow, Tyree survived that night.
Oh, nah, I wouldn't trust her no more.
But surviving the first attempt only made Tyree more determined to figure out who wanted him dead, and that investigation would lead him down a path that connected directly to the woman sleeping beside him. In the weeks following the birthday ambush, disturbing details emerged. Through social media and street intelligence, Tyree discovered that the person who had tried to kill him was connected to someone very close to home. The friend who lived with them, Boog, had been dropped off at a library near their neighborhood by someone with direct ties to Tyree's would-be assassin.
the same friend who was conveniently absent during Tyree's entire birthday celebration.
Mind you, he's lived with us ever since we moved in. And so that's why I felt the need to, come on here and really be very thorough about what happened to the full extent. Whether it make me look good or bad, like Tyree definitely was looking at my friend. Yes, he was looking at her because she was the only person with us that night.
While she admits Tyree suspected her friend of setting him up, she fails to mention one crucial detail that would later become the centerpiece of everything that followed. During this same period, Autumn was already involved with another man, a man named Terrence Kenneth Yancey, who went by Trey. And according to Autumn herself, this relationship had been building for months. The stage was set for a deadly love triangle. Tyree fighting to save his family and relationship, Trey falling for a woman who belonged to another man, and Autumn playing both sides while appearing to choose neither. Fast forward 2 years, Autumn gets pregnant, and despite all the red flags, all the suspicion, all the near-death experiences, Tyree tries harder than ever to make their relationship work. He wants to be a family. He wants to give his son the stable, loving home he grew up in. But Autumn had other plans. Was this all an elaborate setup from the very beginning? And if Autumn was willing to orchestrate one attempt on Tyree's life, what would stop her from trying again? Before we get too deep, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if
Business doing it for the gram.
you find value in these discussions. By 2021, Autumn was pregnant with Tyree's child. What should have been a joyous time became the most turbulent period of their relationship. Autumn admits that getting pregnant sealed the deal for her living arrangements, but it also sealed something else, the beginning of the end. During her pregnancy, their relationship became increasingly volatile. Autumn discovered that Tyree was involved with other women, and her response was to lean further into her connection with Trey. But she wasn't just emotionally checking out. She was actively building a relationship with another man while carrying Tyree's child. The duplicity ran both ways. While Autumn was secretly building her future with Trey, Tyree was fighting desperately to hold on to what he thought they had. He supported her dreams, paying for her cosmetic surgery procedures, buying her cars, and providing everything she needed, all while she was planning her exit strategy. March 2022 brought their relationship to a breaking point. COVID-19 had shut down Autumn's beauty business, forcing her to rely entirely on Tyree for financial support. She was living in his house, eating his food, driving cars he paid for, all while maintaining her relationship with his rival. The recorded conversation that follows reveals the true depth of their dysfunction. Tyree, desperate and broken, pours out his heart in what would become one of the most haunting pieces of evidence in this entire case.
You should allow me to work the shit out for my child, for all the shit I dragged you through for the last 4 years, I honestly feel as if our next 6 months is going to be so great about our relationship that you will be able to just forget about everything that's happened in the past. I just really think you would see a greater change. I don't like when you tell me it's no more because I really got shit. I really do care. I really do think that this can work. Don't keep cutting me off. I really do think that this can work. I know we can work it out. I want to do this shit with you without my home, without you being in my home, without you being here. It sucks. It's empty. Yesterday, I was fucking in my room all day. I can't keep doing this shit. I can't keep living like this. I don't want to be with nobody else. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I honestly don't know what to say. I can just tell you I'm sorry because I've literally done a lot of shit that's weighed this relationship down. I've done a lot of shit that can make you hate me. I've done a lot of shit that can make you look the other way when I could be saying something right. But I just want you to open your mind up and just to see everything we losing. A house. Me being with my child every day. A bunch of shit. Like, I don't want to lose my love with you. I don't want to have to restore all that shit. Then we come back to each other and we work it out and then we have to do all that again. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to stop the baby steps again. I'm just asking you to try. Hey, any sign of me cheating, any sign of me doing anything wrong, you can leave. You can go right out the door.
That's what you don't understand is I don't want to work it out. In order to work it out, no way. Wait, let me finish.
I know you don't want to. I already understand you don't want to work it out, and I know why, because it takes me this long to try to and put it together.
I'm not done
but
talking.
that's
You
not
just
the
cut me
way
off.
I want to go.
So can I talk?
Yes.
In order to work something out, both people have to want it.
Yes.
And I don't. So I'm telling you how this is gonna go.
I just don't think we should be like this, baby. You trying to run the show, and I just think you should just give me an opportunity to fix our relationship. I'm so down on this shit. I'm so mentally broken. I really want to fix my home, bro.
You're so mentally broken.
Babe, I've been through a lot of things. That's through a lot too. I'm not knocking that, bro. I'm not knocking that. At the end of the day, you went through shit when it was most trauma and you were having a baby. I was a terrible boyfriend. I was never there. I was absent. I wanted to smoke J's more than worrying about my family and making sure y'all are straight. I was worried about getting high, stimulation in my mind, shit like that. I'm not worried about that. I honestly have a clear head. I honestly think about putting my family in. I honestly thinking about still being able to stand. So if emergencies come, if you crash your car, shit happen, I'll be able to put back on my feet like that. That's man shit. I don't want to lose you, bro. I'm not even gonna think about losing you because that shit is hard for me to endure, bro. Definitely the day before Christmas. I keep telling you, I never had a Christmas with you, bro. I just wanna try to spend time with you at least, try to enjoy my life with you while I can. I only had one life. We already had a kid. We already started a family. Let's get this shit right while we can. Before it's too late. It's not too late, baby, because we're right here talking. It's not too late. We're right here talking. It's not too late. We still there together. It's not too late. Why?
Because I work here.
Okay, and I'm asking you to just
at least they having a calm conversation.
I'm just asking you to love me again, babe. I'm asking you to please. I'm just asking you to love me again. I'm just asking you to.
Stuff is here.
I'm just asking
and
you.
Until I'm able to.
You're not moving. I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to do all that. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I want you to just see positivity out of the situation.
It's no positivity.
It is positivity. You're making it negative. If I'm telling you, it's still positive. If I'm telling
your head open.
Babe, and I'm fine. Okay, I'm still seeing positivity. You're the one who's painting a negative on the situation. You not understand, you laughing at me, bro.
Negative.
It's not, because I'm right here. I'm trying to work this shit out. I'm right here trying to work this shit out. I'm right here trying to.
You trying to work this out. And a week ago, you punched me in my face.
And I've done that. And I've told you that. I've done that.
Got on top of me and choked me.
Babe.
Tyree had been physically abusive. He had punched Autumn in the face just 1 week before this recording. He had choked her, dragged her from the bed, and yet here he was begging her to stay. But the conversation revealed something else equally disturbing: Autumn's complete emotional detachment. While Tyree poured out his heart, admitting his failures and begging for another chance, her responses were cold, calculated, and dismissive.
It's only easy to be like that when you got somebody else, man. She got a dude on the side, so she just like, fuck it. I'm finna go be with dude ass.
This was a toxic cycle of abuse, manipulation, and emotional warfare that was building towards something catastrophic.
Babe, but you gotta understand, I'm out of town for 4 days. I'll come back home.
You come back home.
I have is just.
What bitch's numbers in your phone? You're on the phone with bitches while I'm in the kitchen. You're in the living room.
I was not on the phone with no bitch while you was in the kitchen and I was in the living room.
You didn't know.
I swear to God. I swear to God, I wasn't on the phone with no bitch in the living room while you was in the kitchen. I would never do no shit like that. I wouldn't even call no bitch in my house with you right here. That's so disrespectful. You might have thought I was on the phone with a bitch. I wasn't.
Well, besides,
I wasn't on the phone with a bitch. I'm telling you, I wasn't on the phone with a bitch in the living room with you right here. I wouldn't even do no shit like that.
Okay, so maybe I just misheard. But
maybe you misheard. Like I said, I wouldn't do no shit like that. That's beyond disrespectful. I would be super mad you did some shit like that to me. I wouldn't do no shit like that. That's not even. That's drawing a line.
The disrespect is.
You're right. I've done a lot of disrespectful shit. I've done
both of us, and I feel like,
right,
why would you want to be with somebody like that?
Because I understand that. I play a role in why all this this way, babe. I love you. You're beautiful to me. I love you from the bottom of my heart. When you get your body done, you're going to be A1 day one. I'm going to still continue to love you. I've still loved you the whole time we were together. I've told myself that I can't.
Love?
I told myself that.
How do you think that's love, Tyree?
I think it's love because I can always still pull you close to me regardless of
Because
how I
I've
feel.
always just been accessible to you.
No.
And now I'm
I
just
don't
going
think
to cut
you're-
off the accessibility.
I'm telling you
And I
that.
think that you should just be grown enough to say, let's just make these last months count.
Now I'm seeing that, and it just makes me so mad because now it took me this long to take the initiative to make this shit work. Babe, I don't want to lose my relationship. You got power in you to with your sort ass to hold on to everything. Please get off your phone.
Dude,
I don't see what the problem is. I don't see what the problem is.
You
I'm
don't
not
have to
taking
pay
anything
for my
from you.
body.
I don't care about that shit. I want to do it because of the shit I put you through. But I want you to understand, we have a child. We have to raise for 18
Yeah,
years.
and we
Listen,
can
listen,
raise
listen,
him.
listen, listen. Co-parenting sucks. I don't give a fuck who tells you that. He's missing
not when...
He's missing two perspectives every single day. He's missing two perspectives I'm just giving you real shit. He's missing two perspectives every single day. And in order for him to be
My
a
boy
man.
trying.
Are you a man? And you have both parents. Are you a man? Do you think
Yes,
you're a man?
I think I'm a man. I think I
You
show.
think you're a man?
Yes, and I feel as if I definitely don't show characteristics of a man all the time, and I do up shit that'll present me to be a. But I am a man. I stand on all 10. I never folded on my family. I always been there. Anything financially wise, I never folded. I've been there, bro. You can't say I ain't my job. I stand on my 10. I stand on my 10, bro. I give you shit that I don't even want to do. I still do it because
Like what?
that's man like paying for your last class. I wanted to spend all my money in LA. So I'm gonna look out for her. I'm gonna help her. Boom. Next time I want to spend all my money in LA. I'm gonna pay for the surgery. I'm gonna help her out. I'm gonna help her deal with her bills. Help her do with her own.
So, okay,
happy.
listen. Other than materialistic things, what do you offer in this relationship? Other than materialistic things, so that support.
If you want to leave, why would you even ask that question? It don't
cheating
even
on me
matter.
my whole pregnancy, that's support.
Babe, you can't bring up from 3 years ago.
Okay, so punching me in my face 7 days ago, that's support.
wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. You're right. That's the type of conversation I want to have, though. So I can improve, so I can fix myself, so I can just build. You think that this doesn't help me, but this really does help me.
This relationship literally drives you crazy.
I don't think it drives me crazy. I love the relationship so much it drives me crazy when I lose it.
But
That's a problem.
But I feel like you the one that lost it.
I did. I admit I lost it. I played a role in us losing the relationship.
The irony was staggering. While Tyree was denying phone calls with other women, Autumn was literally living a double life with another man. She was accusing him of disrespect while she was being intimate with Trey, planning a future with Trey.
He didn't deny talking to bitches, just not in her presence.
And using Tyree's money to prepare for that future. But perhaps the most revealing part of this entire conversation was what Autumn didn't say. She never once mentioned that she had been seeing someone else. She never admitted to her own infidelity. Instead, she let Tyree grovel, beg, and blame himself for everything wrong in their relationship. By June 2022, their son Cody had been born, but instead of bringing them together, the child became another source of conflict. Tyree was a devoted father who wanted to be present in his son's life every day. Autumn, however, had different plans. She moved out of their shared home and went to live with her mother, but she didn't cut ties completely. She kept Tyree on the hook, allowing him to visit, to spend time with Cody, to believe that reconciliation was still possible. Meanwhile, her relationship with Trey was intensifying. They were spending nights together, making plans, and building the foundation for what she saw as her real future. Tyree was the past, Trey was her future, and Cody was the bridge between both worlds. The week leading up to June 13th, 2022 was particularly volatile. Tyree had been calling, texting, and trying to see Cody. Autumn was giving him mixed signals, sometimes warm and accommodating, other times cold and dismissive. On June 12th, the night before the shooting, Autumn and Trey had been drinking and spending intimate time together at her mother's house. According to Autumn's own account, they went upstairs around 2:50 a.m. and laid down in bed together. At 3:28 a.m., everything changed. Tyree Richardson used his door code, the same code he'd always had, to enter what he still considered his family's home, but it was actually her mother's house. He took off his shoes before walking upstairs, a sign that he intended to stay, to sleep, to be present for his son in the morning. What he found instead was the woman he loved in bed with another man. What happened next would be debated in courtrooms, argued in social media comments, and analyzed by forensic experts. But one thing was undeniable. By 3:32 a.m., Tyree Richardson was dead, shot 16 times with most of the bullets hitting him in the back. But was this self-defense? Or was this the final act of an elaborate plan that began 2 years earlier on Tyree's birthday? According to Autumn's account, she and Trey were asleep when Tyree arrived, but the forensic evidence tells a different story. The autopsy revealed that Tyree was shot while lying on the bed, not standing in a doorway as Autumn initially claimed. Multiple bullets struck him in the back, suggesting he wasn't facing his attacker when the shooting began. 16 shots. In a house with other family members sleeping nearby. In a neighborhood where children lived. The excessive nature of the shooting raised...
Wait, you had another nigga in the house, in his mama house? That's crazy. What the fuck he do? Sneak in there? That's crazy. That's crazy. Wait. That is crazy.
Immediate red flags for investigators. At 3:32 a.m., emergency services received a frantic 911 call. But it wasn't Autumn who made that call. It was her sister.
They're not starting, okay? I said, I want my... No, I need somebody. They are getting not starting. I said, continue to ask questions, okay? Are you with him now? Yes, I'm just going to say to you. How old is he? Is he awake? Is he breathing? Okay, just to clarify, is he breathing? No, he's starting to left. Okay, listen carefully. Are you right behind him now? Are you right behind him now? No. You know, phone as close in as possible, so hang up. Do it now and tell me when it's done. Do what? Get the phone as close in as possible, don't hang up. Do it now and tell me when it's done. Okay, listen carefully. Lay flat on his back on the floor around and remove anything under his head. Remove what? Remove anything under his head. Lay him flat on his back on the floor. Okay, listen carefully and I'll tell you how to do chest compression. Make sure he is flat on his back on the floor as well. Place the heel of your hand on the breastbone, right between the nipples. Okay, you have to do this. Place the heel of your hand on the breastbone, right between the nipples. Put your other hand on top of that hand. Yes. Now I want you to pump the chest very fast, at least twice per second, and it'll make you beat. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. I want you to pump every time I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's okay. You're doing great. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have a lot of help on the way. Keep going, Lucy, okay? How old is he?
I'm just sitting there thinking, 16 shots. How long did you stand over a nigga? Well, at least 14 of them shot him in the back, folks. That mean you was standing up for a good minute. 6, bro. If you got a standard Glock, what is, say you got a Glock 40, Gen 24, whatever the fuck it is, Gen 22 or 24, Glock 40, folks. That bitch hold 24. You damn that empty the clip. If you see an intruder at the door, folks, I might shoot 1 or 2 times, but I ain't finna sit and empty my whole clip for no reason, folks. You put 16, you sitting there. I don't know if you had a switch where you just, but that's crazy, bro. That means you was shooting for a long time, folks.
Okay, are you gonna go back? We don't have to go back to different persons, okay? This is up there on something. Okay.
If you listened carefully to that call, you would hear that while paramedics were desperately trying to save Tyree's life, you can hear Autumn calling for the family dog. Come on, baby. Come on. Her priorities in that moment would become a source of outrage for Tyree's family and the public who would later hear this recording. A man, the father of her child, was dying in front of her, and she was concerned about finding a pet? Terrence Kenneth Yancey fled the scene immediately after the shooting, but he didn't get far. A massive manhunt ensued, and within 24 hours, he was captured hiding in a wooded area in Dunkirk, Maryland. The prosecution offered him a plea deal, 3 to 8 years in prison. It was an insult to Tyree's family, but they prepared for the possibility that justice might be limited. Then something unexpected happened. Terrence turned down the plea deal. Why would someone facing murder charges reject such a lenient offer?
What?
Terrence genuinely believed he had done nothing wrong. In his mind, he was protecting Autumn from a dangerous ex-boyfriend. He felt justified in emptying his clip into an unarmed man. This decision to go to trial would prove to be a crucial mistake, not just for Terrence, but potentially for Autumn as well. During the trial, disturbing details emerged. The forensic evidence contradicted the initial narrative of self-defense. Bullet trajectories showed that at least some of the shots were fired downward, indicating that Terrence stood over Tyree as he lay wounded or dying. But perhaps most damaging was testimony from other witnesses. The homeowner testified that Tyree lived there, contradicting later claims that he was an unwelcome intruder. Phone records showed ongoing communication between Tyree and Autumn right up until the night of the shooting. The jury convicted Terrence Kenneth Yancey of voluntary manslaughter and multiple firearms violations. He was sentenced to 18 years in prison. Justice, it seemed, had been served. But for Tyree's family, this was just the beginning of their fight. After his passing, the family of Tyree had gone on his Instagram and posted a phone conversation between them and Autumn's mother.
Cody is family, which makes y'all family. We have to be family. And at the end of the day, if we just think about what Tyree wants, that's all that matters. It's not about me. But see, Roger, and you gotta also know what you're dealing with in front of you. You know, that was like, they all just, they could fight, fist fight literally, and then be mad at each other for a week, but they brothers. That's what brothers do. But at the end of the day, Cody can't. We know Cody loves Tyree. He loves us. He loves y'all. He loves everybody else. He's blessed enough to have a family. But I just wanted to give the backstory because, and I've been telling, like, have Autumn call me. Like, I want to talk to her. She needs to understand.
Understand what?
I bet she is. And
she ain't no mess.
And we're all just, everybody's trying to be there for her, but it's like she not know she talked to her, and in the middle of it, she'll just stop and start crying. And, you know, I want to say this because it's like, you know, I was getting a lot of, you know, messages to my phone, and I got screenshots unsolicited. I didn't ask for people to send them. You know, I seen something Michael posted, and it's just like, if anybody thinks that I have any control over Autumn, a Taurus, a 20-year-old.
Right, but and you know what? I'm not even mad at her about that because at the end of the day, we all human and they young. And I can go back to when I was in my relationship 20 years ago. I'm 45. We've been married for 23 years. We weren't perfect either. So nobody's perfect, but sometimes you have to find that it's just unfortunate that it ended the way that it did. And I know from my son's fact, I know from my son's fact, he would have, if he knew what he was walking into, he would not have walked into that situation the way that he did. And that could have been a bad situation for the other person. He probably wouldn't. Right. And so unfortunately that person, they have to now deal with that for the rest of their life. But I did want her to understand that what I was initially told reflected my reaction. But as I've been working closely with the detectives, like they have been saying, they have been confirming, and they have been, well, this is what happened. And at the end of the day, it can't bring Tyree back, so I can't really fester on it. But what I can do is I can't allow our family to be broken over what should have happened. Like, everybody makes their own decisions, and I don't. And I think, as I told you in the message when you sent to Roger, this is Tyree's mom, I don't do social media. Just call me, because I know that things can be. Right. But I know that's the lifestyle that he chose. This life, I didn't expect that.
Just being in love, like,
right. He died to his heart. But at the end of the day, he wouldn't have had it no other way, because that is who he wanted. He didn't care under no circumstances. So I can accept some of that. And like I said, Autumn would deal and have to heal in her own process. But I wanted her to go forward understanding like what our family's position was. I'm not mad at her. I'm not judging her. If that's what she chose to do, like, that's on her. Like, I can't fight Tyree battles, because I know Tyree wouldn't have felt that way. He didn't feel that way. The boy Trey has, from my understanding, has been around. They've been back and forth. So they still would go back. That's what young people do.
It's just so crazy, man.
And so
I want you to let your family know, like, we had no idea about Autumn and the things she was doing. Like, we had no idea. We had no control. And even my brother, we were on FaceTime with my brother last night, and he was going in. He was saying all this shit to Autumn, and I had to text him. I said, you need to calm down a little bit. You're just being a little too harsh. But I said, you're saying some real ass shit though, and she needed to hear it. But at the end of the day, it's just like, people saying, how can people respond? Y'all weren't there, so y'all not really getting the story 100%. Even the police didn't give y'all 100% story, and that's very clear based off what Zoe just said to me. That the police just kind of gave y'all like a in between the lines kind of thing. So
yeah, so I just
FaceTime with them the whole time. So if you have any questions, Autumn is not in a position to talk. She's constantly quiet.
No, and I understand, but I just want to say this, and I want you to relay a message. Autumn has always been like my daughter through Tyree and her up and downs. I have never ever gotten into any of the situational problems. I've known about everything. The other guy, I gotta actually kill him. I know about all of that, and I have never, as a parent, has been a type that either, took sides or anything like that. But with that being said, I want you to understand what happened yesterday, because Autumn probably doesn't even know, because she was so irate. As a parent, and you have 3 children, so put yourself in my shoes.
That's what I've been doing.
And as I arrive on the scene, they tell me my son is in there, and that's already confirmed. They didn't have to say he was deceased. That confirmed he was deceased. And so I'm asking questions like, well, who did it? And they was like, well, her new boyfriend. And so my reaction is based off of that, because I'm like, well, was he set?
That's what Zoe just said. That's why I said.
And I'm like, was he set up? Like, new boyfriend?
Stay with me. She was constant. JC said Autumn was such a mess that she had to take the phone and call 911 herself, because JC was like, I know that when you call 911 crying, they will hang up on you. So JC was like, I called 911. She said Tyree opened his eyes one time and closed them immediately, and it was just like he was gone ever since then. And she was just like, the first phone call Autumn said the first phone call she made was you. And she was just like so shook. Like even like JC was, I feel like everybody was on a high for like the first, I want to say maybe 10 to 12 hours. But later in that day, JC was traumatized.
Yeah.
She texted me, and because I was like, we're all on through FaceTime, come join. And she was like, I can't, parents, like, I cannot get Tyree's image out of my mind. I can't talk to Autumn right now. Like, and she was like, Autumn said when she called you, when you got there, she ran out
was on the ground with you, and you know, she just was like, she didn't get a chance to explain anything.
She didn't, because they separated us. And but at the first separation, that was what they said. So you know,
but like the thing is, it's unfortunate because, you know, this is my sister and I love her and I would never, you know, say anything to make her feel guilty, but you know, she should not have had it in my mom's house, man. And I can't tell you how many times my mom has argued with Ona because she felt like ever since she moved in, she was just disrespecting her house. You know, she was like, I come home, you don't clean, y'all got these dogs in here, you get an ass to bring the dogs in here.
And I was even asking Tyree, I said, oh, the mother allowed this? He's like, yeah, she cool, because I'm thinking, okay, like, I know Sheena.
Grown to be past it. Yeah. She don't agree with it, but it's like, she's to an age where she just don't want to be with her kids no more. And so she don't always speak up like the way she used to.
Because I sure asked, because I know what I would allow.
She did not mess with the dogs being there. And let me tell you something. My mom cried to me because she was just like, I told all of.
Hey everybody.
Man, that was
I'm
a long
Tyree's
conversation.
mom, Lindsay, and
I'm his father, Roger.
so we just wanted to take this opportunity to come on his page and, you know, kind of talk about this journey that we have been on. We want to kind of give some of the back history to what caused us to take this journey.
After 2 years of watching their grandson grow up in the hands of the woman they believed orchestrated their son's death, Lindsay and Roger Richardson had endured enough.
2 years later, I have finally decided to tell his story. People that have never been through this can't judge me. They can't tell you the pain that I experience daily. It's a feeling when you wake up every single morning and your heart is broke and you look forward to going to bed every single night just so that's the only relief of pain that you get. And that's 2 years later. God.
That's fucked up. She ain't letting them see that kid, folks. At least let the grandparents see the kid. I mean, you already did what you did. Damn. Now you holding the kid away from his parents, bro. Come on, bro. That's
knows
too much.
Exactly what happened, exactly what the intentions were, and exactly what the expectations were. I'm not here to judge anyone. So no matter what she says about me or my family, it's irrelevant. Words, when we grew up, my mother always told me words don't hurt you. Your words will never hurt me. What you did do that hurt me was you took something that was important, which was my son. So you can say whatever you want to say. You can never give me back what I brought into this world.
The pain in Lindsay Richardson's voice was unmistakable.
Crazy.
But it was her husband Roger who delivered the most pointed accusations.
Be careful who you let in your house, because you can love people more than people love you. It's going on every day, day in, day out. People got alternative motives. And the only motive I can read in this whole story is you let somebody get up on somebody. And everybody, definitely young people,
More of the
it was
story.
almost like the play. And y'all ran the play. But I want to clear another part of that statement up. Tyree ain't kicked no door in. Tyree ain't pried no door. He ain't come through the back door. He hit the code. We all got codes on doors. He hit the code on the door. Opened the door.
Just like she had to go to our house.
Pretty much.
But would never have to worry about walking in here getting laid out.
This could have went either way, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all, don't God honest truth. This could have went either way, and I respect that. But at the end of the day, if Tyree would have known who was in that house, he wouldn't have put himself in that situation. And he was in that situation because his love of what he thought was genuine. And genuine wasn't nothing but a fraud, a fake, and a phony.
Materialistic.
Exactly what I got.
The Richardson family's decision to speak publicly had an unexpected consequence. It prompted Autumn Anderson to respond, and her response would prove to be the biggest mistake she ever made. Instead of staying quiet, instead of letting sleeping dogs lie, Autumn decided to tell her story on social media. She created YouTube videos, went on live streams, and gave detailed accounts of what happened that night. Her goal was to clear her name and counter the Richardson family's accusations. The result was exactly the opposite.
But why are you keeping the kids from them, though? What fucking... What bounce back you finna give? You keeping the kids away from the grandparents, folks. That ain't right. I don't agree with that at all, folks. So you already lost some eyes, folks. And Pops, I feel like Pops was right. She was running a play. Whether that was just even trying to see her other nigga without him knowing. The play was played. And it just cost folks his life, folks. That's it.
I haven't told this story in like so long because this happened 2 years ago, and this is something that like I literally have to relive every day. Like I it's not one day that I don't think about something from that day. It's not one day where I'm not like reminded of what happened that day. Like when I tell y'all, like, this is something that I've been trying to heal from since the day that it happened. Like, so for me to come on here and like tell y'all these details, it's very hard for me to do that. It's very traumatizing. Like,
but as Autumn told her story, viewers noticed something disturbing. Her demeanor didn't match her words. She claimed the experience was traumatizing, but her tone was casual, almost conversational. She said she thought about it every day, but she showed no visible signs of distress. More importantly, her story contained inconsistencies that raised serious questions about her credibility. She insisted that she and Trey were just sleeping when Tyree arrived, but her timeline suggested they had only been in bed for about 40 minutes. Each detail, when examined closely, painted a picture of someone who wasn't telling the complete truth. And then, the case was reopened. Calvert County Police Department had been watching Autumn's social media statements, and her public comments had provided them with new avenues to investigate. They were no longer just looking at Terrence Kenneth Yancey. They were looking at potential conspiracy charges.
The detectives knew what they were dealing with.
Man.
They knew it wasn't all truth to the story. But sometimes when right? Timing is everything. So we decide to celebrate Tyree's life, his legacy. You feel like you have to defend yourself. And in defending yourself, you actually tell some of the truths that was never told before. And what you have to realize, you should never forget what you say or do. Because one thing is, when you're honest, it's the truth. Whether it's now or 2 years later, you're never going to forget what you say. When you're not honest, you end up telling on yourself, and you end up telling the truth.
Today, Tyree Richardson rests in peace, but his case remains very much alive. His parents continue to fight for what they believe is complete justice. Their grandson, Cody, grows up without his father, caught between two families with very different versions of the truth.
He's scratching. That's okay. It's Daddy. Yes. Who's that right there? Who's that? That's it's Ty walking. Huh? It's Daddy.
Autumn Anderson walks free, raising the child she shares with the man she may have helped set up for death. But her freedom may be temporary. Investigators are building a case, and her own words may be the evidence that finally brings her to justice. Terrence Kenneth Yancey serves his sentence, but legal experts suggest he might be willing to cooperate with authorities if it means reducing his time behind bars. The truth, as it often does, remains somewhere in the shadows. Also, there was a lot more that Autumn had to say about what happened that night, and then we would also hear from Tyree's parents about who they really believe is guilty for their son's death. After that, I would let you decide what to think about the whole situation.
Autumn, I am Tyree's son's mother. I am who the FSO Gunk story on Instagram is about. I'm finally coming on here to say something after almost 2 weeks of all of this starting, because I know why it's starting. I know the objective, and I wanted to get in front of it before the rumors and the lies.
Bruh, she damn near smirking and smiling as she's talking, bro. You can see it in her draw.
You know, theories and things like that are being put out about me get too far. I feel like they already kind of have gotten too far, and I was going to stay quiet because this is something that's happened almost 2 years ago. And for me to, you know, like relive something that happened from 2 years ago that to this day I'm still healing from, I'm still trying to move forward from, it was very hard for me to choose what I should do. So I met both Tyree and Trey. When I first met Tyree, I met him in 2017. I met him in my freshman year of high school. We didn't start dating until the end of my 10th grade year in high school. I had moved out, I moved with my grandparents, and I had ended up transferring schools. When I transferred schools, me and him, we were closer in proximity as far as like the area that I was living in, and so it was just, we just started hanging out, started getting closer, and we ended up dating. We ended up breaking up in the summer of 2019 in June. Now, in the summer of 2019 when we broke up is when I met Trey. Trey is who killed him the night of June 13th. When I met Trey through a mutual friend of mine who I've been friends with for years prior to. I met him the day I was going to my mom's house. My mom was having a cookout. And I went to my friend's house to go pick her up for the cookout, and he was there. They like knew each other through like...
He was there. Why is he there with your friend?
Some family stuff, and like just like called each other brother and sister or whatever the case may be.
That mean they fucked. That mean they fucked.
That was then. That was in 2019. Trey had ended up coming with me and my friend to my mother's house for the cookout. This is in June of 2019. Mind you, me and Tyree break up. It's fresh. It just happened. So I didn't really know Trey. I knew of him. He had been around in like, you know, a couple of occasions, but we never formally met up until this day. Since then, we just started to get to know each other from that cookout. Now, even though Trey and I, we never dated. We were never boyfriend or girlfriend, but we did get very, very close, and we got almost to that point with each other. Now, in the whole summer, Tyree was doing his thing, I was doing my thing. We didn't rekindle up until Labor Day. Is it Labor Day weekend? I think it's Labor Day.
You said it, bitch. You know what day it was.
It's Labor Day in September. School had just started, I believe, and he had hit me up and was just like, you know, let's try it out again. Let's try to, you know, make shit right between us. And we did just that, but it was not exclusive. I was not exclusive to him. And he knew that. He knew who I was dealing with, I believe, through like Instagram at the time.
So you rekindle. Now look, I don't blame you for talking to somebody while y'all was in a breakup. But you just said you was dealing with somebody and he knew. So you let a nigga text you on Instagram and get you. Oh man, these bops.
I'm not too sure about when he found out who I was dealing with or how he found out who I was dealing with, but he did not know him. They did not know each other. After him reaching out to me to rekindle, I was dealing with the both of them. Now this is the part where I want to like interject, because I know I was dealing with the both of them. They both knew that I was dealing with the both of them. Trey and Tyree, they never crossed paths. They did both speak on the phone on both ends. One day I was over at Tyree's house. Trey had called me. Tyree had answered. They exchanged words. And one time I was over at Trey's house. Tyree had called me, and Trey had answered, and they exchanged words. So I do want to add that part in, because that's important as well in this story. Only just because.
But you ain't gonna say the nature of the conversations. Like, what was the temperature? Because if they answered the phone, yeah, you bitch ass nigga, don't call my bitch no more. So you knew what type of time it was. Now you know. Now you know you need to keep them niggas separate. Because you know when they see each other, they gonna bump heads, folks. But now if they was just keeping it player, then they just keeping it player.
Because I just want to emphasize the fact that they never crossed paths, they never met, but they definitely did have words exchanged during that time period. If you're young and you dealing with more than one person, then you know how that is. And on social media, everybody's just acting like that they've never been in that situation. But, you know, to each his own. Now, me and Trey ended up getting closer towards the end of the year of 2019. So I want to say like November, December, January, we were starting to get closer. And I was starting to lean more on the side of, you know, taking him serious on a relationship aspect of things. I had ended up going through his phone January of 2020, saying something I didn't like. And so I started talking back to Tyree again. Now, me and Trey had ended things. We ended things. I left his house. It was a whole, like, you know, argument between him and I.
Females always got a problem with dealing with bullshit with they man with the nigga who they been going through shit with. All to go to the next nigga and deal with the same bullshit.
Left his house, and I started talking back to Tyree again. I would say March, we ended up getting back together officially. And only because COVID had hit. And when COVID hit, we weren't going to school physically anymore. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, I did for my grandparents. I used to take clients out of my basement in my grandparents' house. When COVID hit, they're older. The idea of me taking clients in the house, it was just a no. So I started taking clients in Tyree's house, and I started taking clients at my friend's house. I ended up staying at Tyree's house from that because I would take clients every day. I just wouldn't end up going back home. At the time, I'm 17. At the end of March, beginning of April, I had got pregnant with my son. When I got pregnant with my son, that kind of sealed the deal as far as like my living arrangements. I just ended up like moving into his house, like slowly but surely going back home, getting more clothes, bringing my stuff over there, things like that. After we decided to, you know, go through with my pregnancy, we were really trying to make things work for, you know, what we were about to be, which was a family at that time. Things got rocky between Tyree and I at the very end of my pregnancy. My cousin had called me. It was 3 weeks before our baby shower. And it's some girl on Instagram, and she posting about Tyree trying to fly her out, posting that they've been talking since the beginning of the year, which the beginning of the year is when I got pregnant. And so finding that out, I was like so stuck because I'm like, damn, you know, I'm 18 at the time. I had turned 18 in May, and I'm pregnant. I'm 8 months pregnant, so it's no going back on the decision.
Folks coming back.
You know, to keep the baby.
The
Everything is already prepared for my son when he gets here. So it was just like, I just felt very stuck. I felt dumb. I felt like, you know, like betrayed, like, you know, like he played me. Like if you've been pregnant or you have kids or you're pregnant, you just know how sensitive you are, you know, emotionally and mentally and things like that. So it fucked me up.
Blah, blah, blah. You mad that nigga was doing something. You left your fucking ass vulnerable, and you let the other nigga come back again.
But mind you, my baby shower in 3 weeks, and it's like, you know, what can I do? Now, the only reason that I kept all this to myself, and I'm being so transparent, y'all, when I say, like, I'm gonna take accountability on my end and, you know, say my piece, like, these were my real raw emotions. I felt stupid, and I didn't want anybody to know that, you know, it was kind of like a, you know, told you so type of moment, and I didn't want anybody to have like that upper hand or to be able to look at me and like with a judgmental eye, like nothing like that. So I kept it to myself. I kept everything to myself. The second major event during my pregnancy that really caused regret was my maternity shoot. My outfit didn't come on time, so I had to improvise the outfit. I had to change my whole concept idea. So many things had went wrong, and so we finally get there, and Tyree, he says he gotta play. He gotta play. So I'm like, okay, I'm thinking it's about to be something quick or to do it outside. If you know, you know what that is, but he never came back. He never came back to the maternity shoot. I literally had to call him when it was over with and shoot everything by myself. He didn't get in one picture with me. And so at that time, I just felt is this something that he want? Or I'm kind of realizing this is something that I may have to go through by myself. I was very confused. I was very stuck. I was just kind of mentally preparing myself okay, this might not go as planned. So it wasn't until my son was born, my son's birthday, January 6th, I had him on a Wednesday. I woke up, Tyree told me he was going downstairs to go get me breakfast, and he never came back. He never came back. He left me in the hospital that whole day up until 9:30 something at night. He didn't come back for that whole day. He left me in the hospital. I'm on a baby monitor, and he at home on the phone with another girl. I had crashed. I had gotten into a car accident when I was pregnant, so my car, we were only using his car. We were still living with his parents at the time. If this is that, then it's just that, and I can't go back on the decision now. My son is here. So we ended up leaving the hospital, and I will say that after I had my son, my whole emotions towards him changed because of how good he was with my son, with our son. That just completely changed my whole trajectory of trying to get things and just get myself together to kind of move on, move out. And again, if you know me personally, you know I do have a lot of pride, so it was I refused to go back home, and he was just on daddy duty, hands on. It wasn't no dad or mom roles. He woke up at night, he was working. He really, tried to put his best foot forward to make up for, everything that I was feeling, that he knew I was feeling, and make it up by just being there for me, being there for Cody as well. I feel like Cody definitely brought us together, and we valued the family unit that we had established more than whatever else we was dealing with before then. May, he put a down payment on my car. I had got a car. So it was just a lot. We was really moving in a positive direction. He had got a PPP loan, got the food truck. He ended up selling the food truck, and he reinvested all that money back into the bags. After all that money, things were definitely just very stable. Things really didn't get bad. December was for me, I was really standing on, we just need to separate, we just need to go our own way. I guess he was upset about me terminating the pregnancy, but at the time it was just how can you be mad that I want to terminate a
Wait, what happened? Shit was going so good.
Pregnancy. So it just reopened a can of worms for me, just the trust and everything else. Everything was jeopardized. I had started talking to Trey. Now, Trey had called me. It was very ironic that he called me right after everything had happened between me and Tyree. He had
Niggas always got perfect timing, don't they? We be watching them pages. We see all us when something happen, they slide right in. Niggas ain't shit for it, and these hoes fall for it every time. But what the fuck? You just said everything was going good. Now, the only thing I heard happen was miscarriage. Okay. A nigga can't feel, not miscarriage, but you aborted the baby. A nigga can't feel when a nigga don't got no emotions towards the shit, then it's a problem. But when a nigga want to have a baby, now it's a problem. It's a problem because he want the kid. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Called me off a block number. When I answered, it was him, and we started speaking again. Mind you, I had just terminated the pregnancy.
Bet you answering block numbers.
I had just called Tyree on the phone with the girl. So when he called, I entertained it. I had seen him. We had went out. I seen him, and I started seeing him all the way up until January. I started talking to Trey again. Tyree had found out that I was talking to him. One day, I had went out, and I believe like my iPad or something like that. He had seen the messages on my iPad and found out that I was talking to him again. We got into a big fight. He ended up punching me in my face, choking me, like just the whole nine. Like it was bad. Like
when I decided to share Tyree's story,
I don't condone that though, folks. You shouldn't beat her up, folks. Just go ahead, folks. You getting all the girls. Just go ahead, man. She wanna be what she wanna do. You can't stop nobody from doing what they wanna do, folks. Point blank period, folks. She just said everything was going good, now everything going bad because you aborted the baby. Oh no.
It was for the benefit of his son, Cody. A couple weeks ago, I decided that I was gonna stop my attempts for trying to see his son.
That's fucked up.
The reasoning for that and the reasoning for all of this was through everything that happened, through all the situations, through court, through all of that, I always wanted to keep his son's best interests forefront. I didn't care about nothing else. I didn't care about who did what, who said what, who felt some type of way about me. I didn't care about any of that. All I cared about was Cody, making sure Cody was straight, the way that I knew that my son loved him. And so after attempts of trying to see him, I was disrespected one time too many. And people that know me, people that really know me, know that I could take a lot, but I'm not going to take but so much. And so I had to accept the fact that Cody, when he gets older, whenever that is, I wanted him to search for his father and find out the truth. And so that's how this story started. So, again, ever since Tyree's death, especially after his trial, I was approached several times on telling his story, whether right, wrong, indifferent. And I always said no. Like I don't want to shed this story. I want to just make sure, the people that's involved, everybody's protected. Then after that last attempt, I put my guards down and I said, let's just do what we gotta do. So when the story first started, the first couple days, I was behind Tyree's page. I was the one celebrating, talking about him, talking about his life and his legacy and all of that type of stuff. One of my good girlfriends is a publicist, and she said, we have to make sure that this is done correctly, legally, correctly. If we're gonna tell it, we're gonna tell it correctly. So she took over the story, and we both want to thank her, because when she took over the story took a complete change. It's on national levels. When I tell you, I see every DM you guys send. We love you. Whether you send it to his page, whether you send it to me, whether you send it to his dad, whether you text me, whether you call me, we get them, and I can't answer everybody. But I do want to let you know that I appreciate it, because this is exactly what he would have wanted. As you guys know, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time speaking on irrelevancy, because a lot of it's irrelevant. But as you guys know, Tyree was murdered on June the 13th. Whatever variations of the story you want to believe, it doesn't matter to me. But he was murdered in a place that he thought he called home. Okay, he was at this place that he rested his head at, and he thought it was his home. So for whatever reason that took him to that place that night, I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not in his mind. I can only go on what preceded him and what I learned after the fact. And what we learned after the fact through his messages, through all of his attempts he didn't go to that residence by no accounts expecting what he expected. As a parent, I have always made it my duty to allow my kids. We felt like we raised our kids to be family oriented. They have one mother, one father. We have 4 children together. We didn't show them. Hold on one second. We didn't show them indecencies. We always showed them how important family was. How kids be, whether you argue, whether you fight, like it's important to have that backbone in your family. So we taught them that at an early age. It's evident from his attempts is he was trying the same thing for his family. One thing that I can say that I regret is allowing him to try to find his way for someone who did not want what he wanted. And I wish if I could go back 2 years that I could have told him that you're better. You're a lot better than that.
Yeah, you could have, mama, but as a man, as a boy, as a person that loves somebody, hey, I'm a firm believer in only you know when enough is enough. Only you know when it's time to leave. You can't tell nobody when it's time to leave, because then he might get mad at you because he loved this person and he want to make it work. And it sounded like he really wanted to make it work, but he still was doing wrong. But he loved her though. Of all the hoes he was talking to, he loved that one, folks. That was his favorite one, folks. That was his baby. And you can't tell a man to leave her alone, man. He might have been mad at you, mama. So, I mean, it might have went in one ear, came out the other.
Like, I don't care what you do, what you say, you deserve so much better. He made it a point to keep his family business away from us, which rightfully so.
As a man, well, he should.
His problems, he didn't never really share with us. And I wish he would have, because I could have gave him motherly advice that could have possibly saved his life. So if I want to talk about what I regret, that's what I regret. I feel like he lost his life for the love of his life. And I honestly feel that. No matter what she says or what she does, she can't change that. She knows. No matter what, she knows deep down. Whatever she wants to portray for the internet, that's on her. Whatever she wants to portray for the masses, that's on her. But deep down in her heart, she absolutely knows what the truth was. Now, a few things we do want to clarify. I never said that she set him up. We told the story. The story as we learned it in court, after court, through detectives. The social media took the black and white and came to their own conclusion of what happened. So don't blame blame social media and what's actually portrayed as the truth that we kept a secret to hide behind that. And at the end of the day, she, her family, his family will never, ever, ever feel the way that we feel, because they didn't lose a child.
They didn't lose nothing.
If you don't know what it's like to be heartbroken every single day, you can't judge me. You can't judge his father. We hold each other up every single day. When we wake up, he goes to work and he'll send me a message and say, I want to encourage you today. It's those things that keep me going each day. As a parent, you should never have to bury your child, and then have to bury your child and have to deal with the pain after you bury your child. When people make fun of somebody else's death, God has his own vengeance. That's not a vengeance for me.
Come back around,
for
man.
him, and that's not a vengeance for our angel. God will handle his own vengeance. God knows exactly what happened, exactly what the intentions were, and exactly what the expectations were. I'm not here to judge anyone. So no matter what she says about me or my family, it's irrelevant. Words, when we grew up, my mother always told me words don't hurt you. Your words will never hurt me. What you did do that hurt me was you took something that was important, which was my son. So you can say whatever you want to say. You can never give me back what I brought into this world. And then to laugh it off, you and whoever else, I want you to understand, and I want to say this clearly, it's not a game. It's not a game. It's only two people in this world that I wish this pain on. Two. And I have friends and I have enemies. You can be my enemy and I still wouldn't wish this type of pain on you. But there are two people. And those two people are...
Don't do it, mama. Don't do it, man. You just said you're going to let God handle it, folks. You can't do that, mama. And I know I feel your pain, mama. I'm with mama 100%. I support mama, everything she's saying, folks. And I love them too, standing together, black love, you know. They being together is keeping them closer, it's keeping them strong. These two strong black people right here, folks. I feel for them, mama. But you don't do it, mama. Don't do it, folks. I'm for the play it, but don't do it, mama.
The murderer, his mother, she needs to feel my pain. I wish every day that I go to bed that when she wakes up, she feels this pain. Because she will never understand the pain that a mother has to bury. She'll never understand that until she goes through it. She gets to see her son. She gets to call her son. She gets to put money on his commissary. She gets to see him in 15 years or however many years when he comes home. So she'll never understand my pain. The only other person is her mom. The reason why her mom needs to experience this pain is because as a mother, you can't justify you can't make light of what your child did. And
mama, I'm here with you, mama, but see, that's why God said, thou shalt not judge, mama, because you got to understand that at the end of the day, no matter what happened, wrong, right, a mother is going to back their child, folks. So, like, I know you feel like she justifying, but, like, that's her baby. That's her baby. That's her baby now you talking about. The same way we talking about your son, the same way that's her daughter. So she ain't got no choice but to back her baby, folks. She can't sympathize for you over her own feelings. So you see the same strong feelings you got for yours is the same she got for hers. Ain't no human on earth gonna put another child over their own child, for at least they shouldn't. Or at least I know from experience, for I don't care what my kids do. I'm on my kids' side, folks. So it is what it is, folks. So I'm already knowing, but you can't do that, mama. Damn, mama.
So you experience one of your children being buried. You're never going to understand my pain. You're never going to understand my purpose because it hasn't happened to you. Right now, your only focus is to protect your child, not realizing your child puts other people in a situation to lose their child.
But she's supposed to protect her child.
I don't expect you to feel my pain. But one day, when you do, whether you admit it or not, you'll say, I understand how she felt and why she felt that way. Until then, you'll never understand the pain that we experience. So again, I personally want to thank everybody that has reached out. My God, the support, the the state's attorney, the support of people calling in is unbelievable. Unbelievable. The detectives knew what they were dealing with. They knew it wasn't all truth to the story. But sometimes timing is everything, right? Timing is everything.
Definitely.
So we decide to celebrate Tyree's life, his legacy. You feel like you have to defend yourself. And in defending yourself, you actually tell some of the truths that was never told before. And what you have to realize, you should never forget what you say or do. Because one thing is, when you're honest, the truth is the truth. Whether it's now or 2 years later, you're never going to forget what you say. When you're not honest, you end up telling on yourself. And you end up telling the truth. So whatever that may be, I'm going to pray for you. Because you need it. And at the end of the day, what's coming, you deserve. Now, anybody that knows me, and nobody can tell you no different, they can do an interview, 2, 4, 20 of them. I don't care what you do. One thing you'll never be able to do in those interviews is pull any black and white on what Tyree's mother, ever said in a disrespectful manner to anybody. I always kept a clear conscience for the support of my son in his memory. I never, ever, whether I felt it or not, whether I believed it or not, I never, ever called you out your name, disrespected you, said anything negative about you, ever. And I don't have no reason to lie. I'm 45 years old. Now, ask me today, no, I don't like you. Now I watch what has happened. I absolutely don't like you. And I understand why you felt like I shouldn't have liked you. Because you always felt in your guilty conscience, you always felt that his family didn't like you. Now I see why. And I don't. And the world knows it now. Prior to this moment,
should have never liked that.
But now that you showed me who I always knew you were, I'm letting you know I don't. And I understand why you will have to lie and portray that my family is this evil people that we were never were to you. You live with us. You didn't live with your parents. You didn't live with your family. You lived with us. We took care of you when you had nobody else to
ungrateful bastard.
Take care of you. We never turned our back on you when you had nobody else.
Right. You can't stay with them. Ate
clear.
their food. Lived in their house.
Your mother wasn't there. I didn't meet your mother till 2 years after you was with Tyree. If we're telling the truth, let's tell it. You were in my house. You ate my food. You laid in my bed.
Ungrateful.
And then to say that this family who took you in as their own are these evil people, you're absolutely crazy. And I hope that you get the help that you absolutely deserve, because you need help. You need a lot of help. Because in your mind, what you believed about us is what we should have believed about you. And that's what you have shown us. You've shown us all of these mean things that you and your family have portrayed against my family is how we should have felt. How we should have felt. And thank you for showing me that. Because sometimes it takes time to show people who you absolutely really are. But one thing is, once you show me once, you don't never have to show me again.
Preach,
ever.
mama. Preach.
Because I understand exactly what's in front of me. So, in the story, this is the absolute truth. Tyree walked into their home. He was murdered. There were two stories. One was that the person who murdered him waited for him to enter the room and shot him multiple times. He emptied the clip. He shot 16 times. The story soon changed when forensic evidence came out. And the forensic evidence stated that the person stood over the bed and shot at him. That's the absolute truth. So whether they were up, sleep, I don't know, but that is what happened. Okay? After he was shot, he, cause that's what he is to me, call him the murderer. The murderer went on about his business, and the girl, whatever she is, asked her sister to call 911. The 911 tape was revealed. There was a few attempts to try to resuscitate him. The dog, the family dog that lived in the house, was more important than my son's body. Laying dead. She was looking for her dog.
Her planned it.
Whatever the dog, King, whatever the name was in the 911 tape, it says she's yelling out the door for the dog. My son is laying in the bedroom, dead.
Right. No screaming, no crying.
The reason why I share this is
they planned it.
I don't care. It could be anybody. I don't have to know you. If a person is laying in front of me, lifeless, I'm going to make every attempt that I possibly can to try to save that person.
Period.
At no point
am I worried about a fucking
will an
dog.
animal be more important than a lifeless body. At no point.
I don't give a fuck what she say.
Once that happened, I was called. As you saw from the transcript, I was called before 911 was called.
She said it.
We immediately got to try to figure out how to get there. I've never been to this house before, so I was asking for the address. In trying to get to this location, I'm calling my son. I'm calling everybody, like 911, like, we gotta get here. I don't know what's going on. We have to get here. I was initially told, and I will never forget this, ever forget this. My exact words when I picked up the phone was screaming at her. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? It was 3:32 a.m. Do you know just about every single day I wake up at 3:32 a.m.? Just about every single day since that happened, I wake up at that exact time. It was screaming and hollering, and she said, oh my, Tyree's been shot. And I'm like, what happened? Oh my God, is he okay? It's the first thing I said, is he okay? She said, no. And I'm like, what happened? She said, someone ran in here and shot him. It's like, quote, unquote. I immediately called my son because they were together. So I'm like, did someone follow him home? I'm frantic, like I'm going off. And my son is like, I don't know, like he left the club. And so we were trying to figure it out. Through all of that, when we arrived on the scene, it was 2 officers. So I'm like, what hospital did he go to? Again, these are things I will never ever forget, And the officer said he's not at a hospital. So what you mean he's not at a hospital?
He in that bitch.
What
dead.
hospital? Like I'm freaking out, I'm screaming, hollering. So he's in the house. So at that point is when we knew he had passed away. Mm-hmm. My exact next question to the officer is, did you find out who did it? Did you find out who did it? And his exact words to me was her boyfriend. At that time, to me, that was news. So, fast forward a week forward, Tyree called me. We were in Jamaica, and he said, Ma, I need to come home. And I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, I just need to get her space. We got some stuff going on. Like, I don't want to be here. It's his exact words. I have text messages. Through that, I said, of course, absolutely. Like, I'm never going to turn my back on my kids, ever. Absolutely. Come get. He said, me and Cody. Him and Cody, they didn't come Monday. They didn't come Tuesday. They still lived in that home those days. Wednesday is the first night of that week that he spent in our address. Through that, through the couple days, they were cordial. They were talking. I shared some of his last stories. Like, he was normal. He was normal. He was not what was portrayed of him. Stories don't lie. Text messages don't lie. Like, I can't make this up. That Saturday, he was walking around because he couldn't get in contact with Cody. He was like moping. He was like, I don't know what's going on. I can't get in contact with Cody. He's supposed to be in Florida. He's trying to figure out what's actually going on. He wanted to talk to his son. He has messages to her sister. Like, is Cody with y'all? Is he okay? Like, that's what a normal person is supposed to do that care about their son. You know how many young people out here that don't take care of their kids or not family? He cared. He cared about his family. So, through that, again, they conversated throughout Sunday. They conversated throughout the day. They went back and forth. Some of the messages were shared. He, by no means, had the impression that they weren't together. Okay, so we been married 25 years. We ain't been together a lot of times during the 25 years, but have we ever really, like, not been together? Like, let's be honest. 25 years. That's how long we've been married. How many times have we not been together in 25 years? But we still sitting right here today. So this completely broken up, not together, I'm sure that's not what he actually believed in his heart. Hers, maybe. Then, so I don't give views because at the end of the day, to be honest with you, I ain't watch video 1 or 2 because it don't matter. You won't get a like or a view from me. But I did hear some bits and pieces about it. You say on that particular video, when you talk about my son, my deceased son, who was your caretaker, when you talk about him, you say, you know how people do back and forth. We all know what we doing. We all with different people. No, I don't know that. You know that? Yeah, we don't understand that. I'm sure our son didn't either. He wasn't really raised like that. He wasn't raised with him and his siblings having like different fathers, you know, back and forth, not in the home. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't raised like that. So where you insinuated that everybody should know, you know, how people do, we don't know that. So I'm sure he didn't. I can speak for him on that. So
no shade, no tea, mama.
We went to trial is when most of this stuff opened up. Now, the murderer was offered a plea deal. He was offered
3 to 8.
3 to 8 years. 3 to 8 years.
They should have took that shit.
He turned it down because honestly, in his heart, he felt he did nothing wrong. He felt like he was defending what he thought was his family. I don't know why, but he did. So he turned down the plea deal.
Put it in his head.
Right before trial, I was contacted by his attorney asking if we would. So the family has to be a part of the plea deal. Like, you know, you have to be a part of the agreement. So trial was supposed to start on Monday. We were contacted Friday, late Friday evening, asking was the deal still on the table. And what did we say? No, I can't.
I was thinking about it, but the lawyer said no.
Right. So he was thinking about taking that deal. He probably should have.
He should have.
But he didn't.
Stupid.
But God works in mysterious ways. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why God works in mysterious ways. If he would have took that deal, we would not have known none of the stuff that we know today. If he would have took that deal, we wouldn't have known the before and after of what we know today. And as much as it hurt us to sit there in court, not only seeing our son's body shot up, because in court, in trial, you see the real life pictures. Not only seeing him laying there with a bullet to the back of his head,
woo,
with a bullet to his neck, with a bullet, 14 bullets to his back.
Damn, you.
Not only did it hurt us to see that.
That's a murder, folks.
Why
is he on his back?
The truth.
You
behind
emptied a clip in the back of a man.
And as hard as it was for us to accept the truth, we learned the truth. We had to sit through testimony Different people testified. And one of the testimonies were the owner of the home. Her testimony said Tyree lived there. Contrary to what's being told today. Cody's mom was on stand for 2 days. We have 789 pages of transcript. Y'all only saw 14 pages. 14. A transcript is a public record that anybody can obtain. You can hear word for word her story out of her own mouth. I don't have to tell her story. She told her own story. We didn't make this up. We didn't ask for this and we didn't make this up. We have no reason to lie. None at all. Then you heard his story on what he felt like happened. And he didn't really have a story, honestly. He just was just dumb as he looked on the stand. And he honestly looks like somebody that just don't know no better. Like, he just was caught up, just like Tyree was. They was caught up in these looks, material stuff, and they thought they hit the jackpot. And really, both of them hit bankrupt.
That's stupid. He the one with the money.
So what may seem like is good is not always good. And I hope that from his story, it changes somebody's life. We have had so many DMs, oh my God, this is happening to me, I need to get out. Like, please, save yourself. Nobody and nothing is worth your life. He was such a good individual. No matter what these people say about us, our family is unbreakable. And if you don't know that by now, you should know that. Your little words of talking about our family don't hurt us. That actually inspire us to go a little bit harder on you. You can't hurt us. You can't break us. We still standing. So you can say he didn't like his family. Okay, that's what you think. I don't have a point to prove. I don't have to prove who my son was to me. He don't got to prove who his son was to him. His brothers don't got to prove who he was to them. That's your misconception. And that's because you came from a broken family and you don't know what a family is. So therefore, we expect someone to say that because of how you feel. So us telling this story has opened up so much light on the case again. So thank you. Continue sharing it. Continue calling. Continue celebrating Tyree's life. Continue. If you don't think it's making a difference, it's making a huge difference. And that's nobody but him above. Nobody. That is Tyree above causing the havoc that he has always caused. Because he's saying, I'm not going to let you. One thing about him, he ain't play about me. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. He will go to the war about his mother. And when that person sent me that message on March 25th, I didn't share it with nobody. Did I share it with you? Mm-mm. I didn't share it with my daughter. I didn't share it with my sons because I already know who they are and what they about. If they would have saw the level of disrespect that was given to me on the message, they saw it when it was posted online. Their raw emotions came when same time you saw it. I'm not messy like that. She sent that message. I said, oh, this what we doing? Okay. Because this big back, whatever she called me, I got you, boo.
Woo,
and by me
having
having you,
like that.
Before I went to custody for his son, I told Miles, I said, I don't want to take Cody from his only surviving parent. I had all the evidence in the world to take Cody. If I could do things again, would I? Probably so. But guess what? Them tables gonna turn. And what seems like something today is not gonna stay that way forever. I was given anonymously, over 3,000 hours of recording after Tyree's death that will write her own fate. And it don't got nothing to do with Tyree. It's her lifestyle that she chose to live. You heard some of the recording, so I have no reason. I'm not making it up. I wouldn't have had a recording of her and her new boyfriend if that wasn't given to me. I wouldn't have a recording of her telling Cody, fuck ZZ. And you know, I had to look at this girl every time she brought Cody to me, knowing she teaching my grandson to say that about me. But God had a better plan, and he got a better plan for me. Fuck ZZ inspires me because it shows me how much I really mean to you. That you would teach your 2-year-old son, to be disrespectful to his blood. How would I get that? I wasn't with you. I wasn't in the car with y'all. And you know what you said in those cars. You know what you said in those homes. So you know what I got. And we're going to leave that there, and we're going to let that case take its own way for you and whoever else that's involved. Sometimes timing is everything. People write their own fate. What you thought you got away with today, you'll pay for it in another way, and it may not even be Tyree's murder. You cannot
Karma
be
is
out
a
on the
biatch.
street, walk in the streets, and living a foul life. I don't care what you say about me. I don't care what you do. I don't care. Because one thing you can't do, when it comes to mine, I'm going to do what's necessary.
Like she said, I'm Tyree's dad. I've been intaking a lot of this stuff. A lot of stuff I've been preparing, looking over, watching things before they view, looking at a lot of scenarios. A lot of people here know me and know how I am. I'm a real laid-back type of parent, definitely. Never force my ill will on my kids to tell them what to do or what not to do, what to say or what not to say. I let them grow on their own. But I want to say this to everybody that's out there. Be careful who you let in your house. And that's how I am. Because you got to be real cautious who come in your home. Because the same people that eat at your table is the same people that are shit on your table. And I make myself clear. I don't have to stump for nobody. Most of my good friends and my good people that know me and my family, that know how I am, I've always been about family. And my son carried the same traits. From the day his son was born to the day he was murdered.
Hey guys, can you believe that Amazon made billions of dollars and only paid?
He had his son in his care. Nobody could tell him nothing different. He didn't leave his son for nothing. The same way I raised him. For me, and like I say, you know who you are. You can talk greasy as you want to greasy about me. You don't know nothing about me. So let me make that self clear. But let me also make sure you understand something clear. COVID started, for everybody that don't understand, March 16th of 2020. All right? March 16th of 2020. You couldn't do eyebrows, you couldn't do lashes, you couldn't paint no nails because you couldn't be around people. I kept a roof over top of your head. I kept food in your mouth. I kept you getting a car to make sure you drive. My son ensured that you had a car that you couldn't pay for. Anybody that had that type of mentality or mindset to take care and provide for you, then so-called we have my grandson, which is my grandson. At the end of the day, he ain't want for nothing. You took him to deprive from him, and I still see where I could put some decent things in his lifestyle, send him to school and pay for it, where he was learning his A's, B's, and C's. No public assistance here. He had it. You took from him because you figured that's a way to get back. But what you got back at is depriving your own child not to have a better life than you did. I make myself clear.
Tell her,
You
Pops.
deprived him to have a better life than you did, and that's your own child. At the end of the day, what you did That's between, like my wife said, you and God. But I want to put this out there because it's somebody that need to hear this. I said it before. Be careful who you let in your house. Because you can love people more than people love you. It's going on every day in, day out. People got alternative motives. And the only motive I can read in this whole story is you let somebody get up on somebody. And everybody, definitely young people, it was almost like the play. And y'all ran the play. But I want to clear another part of that statement up. Tyree ain't kicked no door in. Tyree ain't pried no door. He ain't come through the back door. He hit the code. We all got codes on doors. He hit the code on the door. Opened the door.
Just like she had to go to our house.
Pretty much.
But would never have to worry about walking in here getting laid out.
But think about this. If I'm going in to get somebody, not taking my shoes off to walk up some steps and open a closed door to not know what's behind the closed door. I'm basically going in there to get in the bed. That's what I'm doing. This could have went either way, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I don't call it honest truth. This could have went either way, and I respect that. But at the end of the day, if Tyree would have known who was in the house, he wouldn't have put himself in that situation. And he was in that situation because his love of what he thought was genuine. And genuine wasn't nothing but a fraud, a fake, and a phony.
Materialistic.
Exactly what I got. I can tell you over the years, I sat back. These people can't tell you nothing about me because I ain't talked to them like that. And I said just like that. Over the years, I was a high and by guy. You know it. I was a high and by guy. But now I'm going to speak out because I'm going to say this. I got a daughter. No, am I going to disrespect? I got a daughter. God rest her soul, I had a sister. I got a wife and a mother. There's 4 women in my life.
And a niece.
And a niece.
And a granddaughter.
And a granddaughter. 2 granddaughters. All right? So I'm adding all that up, right? Here's my thing. And I go to say this, and those for the ones that's listening. You in a relationship and what your relationship is about between you and your relationship, right? But when you figure that the relationship is over, you make sure that you understand that the relationship is over. Through this situation, made me really understand that the person that my son loved and thought he had that 100% trust, I don't use the word setup because I never said that, right? But you knew what was going on. You knew what was going on. You knew that when the person that provided for you, took care of you, you thought it was a thing to get up under his skin by running to the other, right? But here's the other part for you. Here, I took 100 pounds of shit to put it in took 100 pounds of shit to put it in a 10-pound bag. I had to go pick a man up to bring a man to my house. When I had a man that could come see me in his own vehicle. I don't make this stuff up. This stuff not made up. This is exactly what it is. But through love and respect, my man respected you. Nobody lived like the Cosbys, and I'm going to say that 100 times. Nobody I know lived like the Cosbys. Everybody got their issues. But one of the dangerous things you can ever mess with is inviting another man into another man's home. That's fine, point blank. Because I know Tyree, I knew Tyree pretty well. He wouldn't have did, if the shoe was on the other foot, it wouldn't have been the same thing. Because he had respect and decency. and he had some morals. But I had to get that off my chest. I say this about my grandson because at the end of the day, when my wife started this out, and like she told y'all, it came from a text message that was developed on Easter. I had already had my sayings back at Christmas. And on Christmas, I made a call to say, hey, you know, I like to say Merry Christmas to my grandson. And it was fuck you type situation. And hung the phone up. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, I cut it off there for me.
You did.
I cut it off there for me. We went through the little court proceedings. I cut things off because here's my take on the situation. I can't go beyond whatever somebody want me to do, and that's fine. I have no issue with that. But what I can say, and I've had a few friends that been in that situation coming up, and I remember my past, what I can say is I feel sorry because my grandson has got the same blood, and this blood, that same blood that you laid with and had a baby with is my blood. It's a Richardson blood. And the son only got the same blood his daddy got. And I'm going to tell you this. Tyree boy was a pistol coming up. And you going to have hell on your hands to deal with that young man by yourself. Mark my words.
So, again.
Hey, man, I feel they pain, man. I feel they pain. I feel Pop's pain, and I feel Mama pain. I mean, they going through a lot, man. You know, they lost their son, their grandson. The only piece that they got left of all this is the grandson, and there's unfortunately he in the middle, and you know how women are. They use the kids in these situations, folks. So I just, my heart go out to them, to their family, man. Man, I want to hear her talk about it some more. I feel like she did set folks up. Folks came in there. I mean, she was going with her mood. You feel me? Like, I mean, they was on an on and off relationship. They was together. He was doing shit. She did her little shit, but I can't be mad at her for doing her little shit. But it's how you handle your shit, folks. You shouldn't have had that nigga there knowing that you was gonna have him come back, folks, or there's a chance of him coming back, folks. Like how you said, they ain't never crossed paths, and that's how you. If you gonna do shit like that, you know, cause you know the type of temperature they was on when them niggas was on the phone with each other. They probably was talking shit. When I say you bitch ass nigga, you already know what they was on, man. So you already know. I understand him being over there, so he got to keep that fire. But I don't understand you standing over a nigga shooting them 16 times, 14 to the back, one to the back of the head, one to the back of the neck. That's kind of suspicious, folks. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know. I feel like they might have set folks up, but shit. That's how I feel, though, folks. That's how I feel, man. That ain't wrong. It ain't right. It ain't right, folks. She's telling her side of the story. It's like she don't even care. She ain't got no feelings towards it, no nothing. There's nothing in her, folks. At the end of the day, even if you was trying to be with the other dude, folks, it's like the other dude in jail, your baby daddy is dead, bro. It's like, even when he was shot, you was worrying about the dog, all type of shit, man. That shit wasn't right, for man. So I'm with Pops. Moral of the story: be careful who you love. Be careful who you let around you. Be careful who you let in your house, folks, because you never know who you around. Like, people will say they love you, they mess with you, and they really don't, folks. Or they only love you and mess with you when it's convenient. She loved him. I mean, she really kind of stayed around most of the time because of what he could do for her. And when she got what she wanted, she went over to dude, folks. Like, yeah, man, you just got to be careful, man, who you let in your life, who you let around you, folks. So, y'all already know it's your boy Redhanded TV. I know this was a long one. If you made it this far, I need y'all to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and turn on notification bells, because every day at 6 p.m., we got another banger dropping, folks. Y'all already know. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I'm out of here, gang. Yeah.
I want the money and the cars, I don't want the fame, nigga. My life won't be the same, but I won't ever change. Bring that money up, now they upset. I know it make them mad when they see that we up next. On these rappers' ass, got my foot up on all next. You niggas get in that room, turn the bitches, y'all love the gossip. Headaches from these heartaches. I'm so numb to this shit, I'm so numb to this shit.
I'm so numb to the pain, lost my brothers to the game. Shit'll never be the same, it'll never be the same.